So we're back this week for Tea Break with Chloe and Amber. We're having our morning cup of coffee this morning. This week is all about superannuation. We're going to spit out the facts, spit out the law and the step-by-step process in part 2. But to begin with, we're just going to talk about superannuation and the law in general. So hand it straight over to you, Amber.
Thanks, Chloe. So what we want to discuss is that when a relationship breaks down, there's a lot for people to consider. And part of that is how you're going to divide your assets and your property. This looks very different for each couple because there's a whole range of factors to consider. But most importantly for today, a key takeaway is that superannuation is considered a dividable asset between the parties. It can be split to compensate each party and to ensure that there's a fair and equitable outcome. The court is ultimately guided by making a decision that is fair and equitable, and how they consider that is sort of what the financial and non-financial contributions of both parties have been.
Can you break down a bit what non-financial contributions can look like?
Yeah, so non-financial contributions are things like who's been caring for the children predominantly. Sometimes it's shared, but rarely it's shared. If one of the parties does, a majority of the cooking, or even just the cleaning around the house maintenance. If you've supported one of, for our women, there's a lot of women that have supported their husbands through their careers and have had taken a step back. And then, of course, when they enter or re-enter the workforce, they are still, we're seeing, statistically speaking, that women are still doing a lot of the housework around the home. So that's a non-financial contribution. And that's why superannuation can be really important to split. Chloe, can you give us sort of an overview of why someone or a couple who doesn't have any assets would want to be splitting superannuation?
Yeah, so I think you've hit the nail on the head. Like, it is an asset and it is something that gets considered for very important reasons. It might not seem like a big deal now, superannuation. We often get women feeling guilty about going after someone's super. I think because it's so tightly attached to work, and almost that sense of they worked for it, they earned it. There's no house, there's no savings. Do you know what? I'm just going to leave it. But we stress the point that this is considered an asset of a relationship for the very same reasons that you just outlined. So there's no shame in wanting to do a super split or just trying to reach a financial agreement, even if it's just about superannuation, because that's our safety net as women or men. This is how we become financially secure later on in life, whether it's times of financial hardship or once you reach retirement age where your super funds will release the money. So there's no shame around this, and always do seek out legal advice about accessing your super or what it could mean for you later on. During this time at the moment, government has allowed women to access their super for up to $10,000 for 2 times. The first one has already happened. We want to stress to our women in our community that this is still very much a personal decision, even if you're in a relationship with someone else. It is still your super fund, your access to your money and your security net on later in life. So it's a big decision to take out possibly up to $10,000. If you do that twice, we're looking at $20,000 worth of money being withdrawn. This should be a decision that you make solely yourself and you feel comfortable with. You can seek legal advice, obviously through calls, going to an accountant or a financial counsellor for financial advice, but it's not a decision to take lightly just because you're in a relationship and just because we're under COVID-19. So please seek out those supports before making a decision like that. On that note, no question is a dumb question. Call us anytime to speak to a lawyer. Back to face-to-face appointments. So 8952 4055 to make an appointment, and we're here to help any woman that comes in contact with us. We will be back for part 2, and until then, stay safe everyone, and we look forward to the next segment.